So I would like you to go back to that point where by exam, you said there's an exam you also do in the UK. So lucky you were given like 14 days, right? At what point did you do the exam before you started your training? I'd like to also know that and how does it happen right now?
So you do the training before the
Yes.
exam.
Ah,
Yeah. So they train you because some of these policies you're gonna find them in the exam.
okay.
Some of this framework you're gonna be applying them in your exam. But then there's another training you do before the exam. So you
Okay.
have to do the training before the exam. After now, they should be sourcing. When you arrive, they should be sourcing for the exam date,
Okay.
so that they can have proper time for and a proper schedule for you to prepare for your examination.
Oh, so this time the exam is a physical one.
Yeah, you have to present yourself at the test center. You have to perform a bit of skills before your assessor, who then says they're satisfied enough for you to go and practice.
Oh.
Yeah,
So that is what you went through and now you started working.
yeah.
So tell us also now that right now you're working in the UK, right? So tell us about your working in the UK. How do you find working in the UK compared to Kenya? And also mention about the salary.
Yeah. So working in the UK is quite enjoyable, but it's more enjoyable working back at home.
Okay.
I
Okay.
base this on different things.
Okay.
Um, I'm kind of a communal person. I love socializing, so I do find it very hard to socialize over there as compared to back at home. But the differences between working in the UK and working back at home is basically uh, the third world. We are in a third world country. We are still struggling with a shortage of staff, shortage of equipment, the turnaround time for patients. So that is what basically I can say is the difference. In the UK, it's a first world country, so it's more of healthcare is free. Anyone, so long as you're living in the UK, you access healthcare for free.
For free.
The other thing is the turnaround time for your patients is quite low. The equipments are more of they have every other equipment for the health welfare of the community, and of course, what else? Yeah, and they can access services nearly every locality has a big hospital that can render 90% probably of the health services that can be rendered in the UK.
You're free to mention where you're working in the UK, right? So can you compare that same facility with the Machakos one that you are during the intern, and in terms of the conditions, working conditions, and the employer benefits, like what are the benefits you get? Assuming as much as you're working as an intern, I know you knew some people were working full time or gets or were on the payroll, right? So can you compare the two and let our viewers know the benefits of working in the UK as you as an employer now?
Basically, the biggest benefit is exposure,
Okay.
because most of the things you do study, most of these books, the machines, therapies, the first world therapies that you encounter, most of them are in the first world countries. So exposure,
The exposure to
these
these equipment.
these kind of therapies
Okay.
is the very very first benefit, because then this exposure helps you further your career forward. Just to know, am I interested in knowing these kind of things? If you're interested, then the trainings also, because some of these countries do offer free masters training, uh, free training in various expertise, which we as a third world country would rather invest that in other things.
Okay.
Yeah, so exposure and the
Exposure,
ability to further
training.
your career forward
Okay.
is the biggest benefit you can have.
Okay.
As regards to working over here, the climate is better,
Okay.
because you never see temperatures of below 0 degrees there.
Okay.
Also, what else? Food.
Root food, I would like to know the benefits. Like, do you get is there a travel benefit? Like in terms of vacation, do you get like off paid leave days? How is it? Yeah,
Yeah, we
moving
do
to the
have
salary.
we do have paid leave days, which is it's quite different over there, because it's 7 weeks paid leave days. Here it's 4 weeks. Yeah, so that is also an advantage. Also, if you're coming back home. The other thing is probably You did talk about the salary. Of course, it's never the same. But
Are,
also,
are you paid per hour or how is it?
yeah, the payment goes per hour. I can say there's per hour, and then there's an ability to source for an extra job, which is also a better one. Yeah.
Compared to Kenya?
Yeah, compared to even your first job in the UK. Probably what I can say is, from my experience, your second job pays way better than your first.
Okay.
So once you get out of your comfort zone and look for another job within your nursing field, which your visa allows you to do, it pays better. It pays triple the amount your first job pays per hour. Yeah.
Wow, that is interesting. Yeah, so guys, comment below if there are any other questions you'd like us to ask him. Also, okay, moving from how your working environment was in the UK and here, what would you like to tell other nurses who are looking forward to working in the UK? Maybe some advice you'd like them to know.
Probably the advice I can say is, I do know lots of nurses train to work and get exposed, right? They train because they have that passion of, providing better healthcare. Even for the future, if you need exposure and, the expertise to further your career, abroad is a better way.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's an easy way for every one of you. So all I can say is, if you want to move abroad, it's an easy and direct way to go, and also, to further your career. That's all I can say.
And also to the government, like what would you like our government to adapt that is in the UK that you felt like, wow, if this one is brought to Kenya, I feel like our health facilities will move to a top notch higher. And maybe you can also mention about the employer, like the employee conditions, like you would like, if we can adapt from the UK, then Kenya would be better for you even to move back and work for us here in Kenya.
The one thing I can say is, medicine is a course you train to always see sick people in hospital, right? Nobody goes to a hospital feeling well, feeling fresh.
Okay.
So the one thing is, you want to see your patient progress swiftly through runs. See the doctor, get from your run, go to another better trained hand, or better designed to provide the care they need. So the flow of services in Kenya tends to stop at a certain point,
Okay.
probably because of financial constraints, or
Okay.
probably because our system of treatment does fail at some point. So if we just reassess our healthcare again, just to see if this flow of services can get to the common patient in casualty who is just there, because again, most of the diseases we have back here can be either prevented or treatable. They shouldn't be killing us. One of them is malaria. You should be able to, see your patients progress, get the treatment they need before going home. So the free flow of services should be reassessed, just to, just to make sure anybody who gets into hospital can get out quicker, or can get the services they need and go home. Probably that is where most of our issues come from. Yeah.
Ah, thank you so much for coming to our show. But before you leave, I have like